Now on CoastTV News.
Housing and homelessness, how Georgetown is trying to tackle an ongoing problem.
Pot zoning, Sussex County considering changes after a push from the governor's office.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore seeking a second term as he lays out his vision of the future.
And we're expecting a bit of a rainy Wednesday. More on that coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
A place to call home, the push to help the homeless get off the streets in Georgetown. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the county seat striving to address that homelessness.
A new committee was created this week by the Georgetown Town Council specifically on that topic. CoastTV News reporter Anna Sophia Roman is live in Georgetown. Anna Sophia, the committee will look at the houses that are currently in place to help the homeless.
Maddie, 10 committee members were appointed by the Georgetown Town Council last night. There are already 42 supportive houses within the town. The goal is not to add more, but to work with existing ones and make sure resources are being used best and get people out of the streets. Two big topics in Georgetown right now are supportive housing issues, which is for people recovering from substance use disorders or those who came out of jail and remain on parole, among others. The town points existing resources are bringing more homeless to town.
The town has worked very hard in the past through the mayor and the council to get their arms around the issue. The town has been very generous to a lot of these organizations and welcoming because we are the county seat, and that's what we do. But now the problem is out of hand.
Jim Martin, director at the Shepherd's office, says he's never seen as many homeless people as he has seen over the last couple of years. Today, he's grateful new things will be done at a higher level.
We have a housing crisis, and we need the experts to step up and really think through this and figure out how we're going to figure this problem out, because I think it's just going to get worse.
One of the 10 members is Trish Hill, program manager at the Georgetown Pallet Village.
I think the important thing is to have the community involved. Without the community support, nothing is going to get solved. So with the entire community involved, I think we can come together and have some consensus, and I think that people will at least feel their voices are heard.
Working together for the community. According to the town, the committee has about 6 months to work and figure out what the town should do to move forward with this issue. Live in Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, CoastTV News.
With Georgetown's history of homelessness, you may remember a story we did in July. The United Church of Delaware brought its mobile shower trailer out to give the homeless a chance to feel refreshed. They were offered showers, clothes, hygiene kits, and haircuts. Back in July, the United Church said the shower trailer would be stationed weekly in Lewis with plans to expand.
According to Sussex County, Governor Matt Meyer's office reached out to the county council to make a change. The zoning marijuana stores, or the zoning for marijuana stores, right now, a rule from last year has all marijuana stores 3 miles away from schools and churches. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Ferguson is live in Georgetown. Brandon, a possible change still in the very early stages.
Charlie, the now vetoed Senate Bill 75 was shown today to Sussex County Council. That bill would have limited county control when it comes to zoning marijuana businesses. SB 75 also calls for marijuana businesses to be 500 feet away from schools and churches. And on your screen now, we are going to show you all 4 of the retail locations for retail marijuana stores here in Sussex County, and that Frankfort location you see is the only store within town limits. The Lewis, Rehoboth, and Georgetown stores are all outside of town or city limits. One Millsboro local CoastTV spoke with says no changes should be made to the current rules.
I like the restrictions they have on it so that like high schoolers or middle schoolers can't easily walk to the dispensaries.
Now, if the council does choose to revisit this ordinance, the next step include adopting a new ordinance and then scheduling public hearings to discuss that ordinance. And again, this still is in the early stages, and there is no indication on if or when this will go in front of county council again. Live in Georgetown, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
And now let's jump into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how far would you drive for legal cannabis?
Let's take a look at the results so far. Take a look at your screen. 47% say over 30 miles. 38% say 5 to 15 miles. 15% say 15 to 30 miles. 0% say under 5 miles, but that might change at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, let's see how these votes go. We're going to have updates throughout the day. If you haven't voted yet, it's easy to do. Just go to coasttv.com or use your mobile app. Now we're taking a live look into Laurel, and that is some gray day kind of situation out there. As we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what do we all need to know about this?
Just remember, it's Tuesday, not Monday, even though it looks it, okay? I mean, that's pretty much it. And we're going to have a Monday-looking day for Wednesday as well. But cloud cover is going to stay predominant for us throughout a good portion of the rest of the evening. A couple of random sprinkles is what we'll call out for, okay? Not generally good old-fashioned showers. That'll actually kick in for tomorrow. But we have temperatures staying in the upper 60s. Not much movement with the temperatures from where we are right now, thanks to the thick cloud cover that we have in place. We're at 67 degrees in Millsboro, Gumboro, Del Mar, as well as Willards, and we're at 67 degrees right now in Ocean Pines. We talked yesterday about it being very breezy. It has been that all day long. Right now we're measuring winds accelerating up to near 40 miles per hour for us, actually, Indian River Inlet, and 29-mile-per-hour winds for us, Ocean City. So we're getting the winds in here, and we're concerned about that affecting some of the shore. But in addition to that, we also have a newly added concern with a possible coastal flood concern going into tomorrow. Now, we'll talk in more detail about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you very much. Maryland Governor Wes Moore is officially seeking a second term. Moore announced today he will run for re-election next year. It comes as the rising Democrat had spaced speculation about a potential presidential bid in 2028. But this is what he had to say about the state of the nation and the role of governor in a state right next door to D.C.
When we're watching the chaos from Washington, that the people of this state want to know that they have a fighter as governor. They want to know that they have a governor who is focused on things like being able to jumpstart our economy, to keep our streets safe, to focus on public education, to make sure that we are bringing fiscal discipline, when we're watching the absolute opposite from people in Washington.
Moore's travels through the early primary state of South Carolina and national media appearances did fuel speculation about his political ambitions. Moore was elected governor in 2022. In traffic news, there will be a special event zone in place in Ocean City Wednesday, September 10th through Sunday, September 14th. The town says this is for the OC Rock and Ride Bike Fest. That special event zone, it reduces established speed limits and increases fines for violations. There will also be more police, so just expect that if you're in town.
The CDC says there was one death by suicide every 11 minutes in 2023. Research at the Cleveland Clinic is working on treatment options like electroconvulsive therapy for those who suffer from suicidal depression. Dr. Barnett with the clinic says another method is being researched. That's the use of ketamine.
We learned that it could actually be used to treat treatment-resistant depression as well as suicidal thoughts. And the study that we're doing is looking at those two treatments head-to-head to see whether ketamine delivered intravenously is as effective as ECT.
Barnett says research results, those won't be known for years, but the study is currently ongoing at several sites across the United States.
The White House tonight is expanding its roundup of undocumented immigrants. ICE agents are carrying out raids and making arrests in Chicago. Jay Gray shows us what's going on while city and state leaders and many people in Chicago step up resistance, calling the operation unnecessary and, in many cases, illegal.
ICE strike teams on the ground now in Chicago.
We're calling it Operation Midway Blitz.
The White House expanding an immigration enforcement effort targeting major Democrat-led cities, including Los Angeles and Boston.
To catch the criminal alien population that sanctuary city policies attract.
With fatal shootings down 34% in the city, opponents argue the mission isn't about crime.
He was racially profiling. As a leader of ICE, as somebody who's now advising the president on this new strategy, attacking our Latino communities.
President Trump's border czar insists ICE agents are not profiling anyone based on race.
It's a multitude of factors to establish reasonable suspicion.
Still, Chicago's mayor has signed an order telling local police not to cooperate with federal agents assigned to the operation. Local clergy stressing any problems in Chicago won't be solved by more boots on the ground.
We know that the root causes of violence is not military force or over-policing, but the root causes have to do with the lack of resources, the lack of options.
The option the president chooses is a show of force.
We're bringing back law and order to our country,
Suggesting National Guard troops could soon be deployed in Chicago. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Is it a bird? Bird watchers sure hope for. Well, we're going to tell you about these guided tours that could lead you to a few flapping wings in the lens of your binoculars.
And by the way, we're going to be dealing with some wet roads on Wednesday. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up.
West Nile virus here in Delaware, what you need to know and what the Office of the State Veterinarian has to say.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
The Office of the State Veterinarian in Delaware has confirmed 2 cases of West Nile viruses in horses. They're in Kent County. And sad news here, according to the state, the 2 horses did have to be euthanized. The state veterinarian says signs of infection include fever, anorexia, changes in behavior, wobbling or staggering. So if you see those horse owners, please take some action. And horse owners can also take precautions by keeping horses inside during dusk and dawn, using fans and repellents that are safe for horses. Apple revealed the latest iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods at its annual hardware event today. The company is launching a new slimmer iPhone 17 Air model, hitting stores September 19th. The iPhone 17 Air starts at $999. That event was held 1 Eastern from the company's headquarters in Cupertino, California.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. Yeah, we've been talking about a wet Wednesday, and it looks like it's going to be the case for the Bay forecast. But what about the rest of the Delmarva Peninsula? I'll have the answer to that coming right up. Well, it's so cloudy right now, it looks like a Monday, and then Wednesday is going to feel very much like a Monday because it's going to be cold, clammy, cloudy, and all that type of stuff. But fear not, my friend, we still have a spectacular weekend in store. Our dry tech camera, Ocean City. Listen, we're still staying very cloudy across the board. Temperatures in the upper 60s, not moving by much. Wherever we are right now, we're going to stay there pretty much for the next 4 to 5 hours. We're at 68 to 69 degrees just about everywhere, with the exception being Lewis at 70 and Ocean Pines at 67. Cloud cover staying pretty dominant throughout the entire Delmarva Peninsula, and we do have concerns for rip currents as a result of the wind staying active. But in addition to that, we had one more layer of concern. That's the coastal flood advisory that's in effect for Sussex. Now, that's going to be a concern for us across the entire state, really until like Wednesday. And we do have the beach hazard statement that's active for Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. So we're talking about rip currents still being very active, and then the winds also causing more of a problem with the beaches for Ocean City, West Ocean City, and all the way down towards Chincoteague. And then, of course, off the coast, we still have the active small craft advisory. You see, here's a look at the winds right now, gusting up to like 35 mile per hour wind gusts right now as we speak. Indian River Inlet, 29 mile per hour gust in Ocean City, 25 mile per hour gust right now, Rehoboth Beach. As far as our forecasting wind gust is concerned, we're going to stay very active along the beaches, even going into all of Wednesday, going into tomorrow. Now you add the wind with the rain, and it makes for sort of, I'm going to describe tomorrow as this way, okay? Tomorrow is going to be like this, real windy, and the rain's going to come this way on your head. You see what I'm doing right now with my fingers? That's how the rain's going to be hitting you sideways tomorrow, because it's going to be that breezy, particularly if you're going to be on the beaches. But the winds will be pouring primarily out of the north, so it'll be a cold breeze. Now look at this, winds out of the northeast up to 23 to 25 miles per hour. So here's a look at Wednesday morning, widespread scattered showers, everybody in the low 70s. Then we go into like mid-morning, more rain for the beaches, backing off just ever so slightly for central portions of the state and central portions of the county. And then we're back to widespread scattered showers going into 3 o'clock hour, not until about 8 o'clock. Then the rain will subside, but it'll still stay cloudy. So you see how this is with the rain on Wednesday for Chincoteague and Assateague? That's how we're going to roll. Now we get progressively clearer as we progress throughout the rest of the week. Cloudy on Wednesday, partly cloudy on Thursday, sunshine on Friday, Temperatures in the 70s. Same holds true for us in Lewis. 72 with scattered showers, 78 on Thursday, sunshine, and 77 on Friday. By the way, our Walk for Prostate Cancer, this is kicking off on Saturday at Cape Henlopen State Park. Pre-registration at 8 o'clock. You can still register right now. Remember, this project, we're going to have free blood PSA tests. So if you show up, we'll help you out with getting screened with cancer, or for cancers, pardon me. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
Oh, thank you. The Delaware Emergency Management Agency is hosting the 19th Annual Family Emergency Preparedness Day. It's in honor of National Preparedness Month. The event is free for everyone and has educational activities, safety demonstrations. You can see now a map of where this is going to take place. This is on Old Camden Road from 10 to 2, September 13th. DEMA encourage you to bring your family and friends and learn, and also you can spend some time with Sparky the dog.
The season is on and the flock is flying on 100.9% classic country. From the first snap to the final whistle, hear Baltimore Raven games right here on Delmarva. Every drive, every touchdown, all season long. 100.9% classic country, your home for Ravens football.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 7:30, it's Pro Foot Volleyball, Episode 2. At 8:30, Girls Volleyball, Cape Henlopen hosting Delmarva Christian. At 10:30, you can catch the final score.
And these beautiful birds can still,
not
birds
quite there yet.
We're on to DSN, more DSN with the Cape Delmarva Christian game. That's on the app tonight. Here are the exclusives at 4, Bennett hosting Easton in girls soccer, and Milford hosting St. Peter's and Paul in field hockey. At 5, it's high school girls volleyball when Easton visits Parkside. That game going on as we speak. And at 6:30, more volleyball when Wilmington Christian School faces Caesar Rodney. And now here, the beautiful birds that can still be spotted, where guided birding tours are offered and when you can attend. If you are interested in bird watching, there is still time before our feathered friends flock south for the colder months. Assateague Island National Seashore offers plenty of birding options. Join a ranger on a birding program at the Tom's Cove Visitor Center in the Virginia district of Assateague Island. Binoculars, field guides, and a bird viewing scope, those are available to use, and each program is free. 2 events coming up are on Saturday, September 13th, Sunday, September 14th, both starting at 8 a.m.
Crime in D.C. has fallen since last month when the Trump administration ordered a federal takeover of the Capitol's police department. Officials say homeless encampments were cleared and hundreds of alleged illegal immigrants have been detained. Also, tourism has declined and many restaurants seeing fewer customers. The White House's command of the D.C. police officially ends Wednesday. There's been no word about an end date for National Guard deployment.
Industries most exposed to tariffs are losing jobs, according to a new analysis of employment data. The manufacturing, construction, and transportation sectors turned negative shortly after President Trump's tariffs. The U.S. manufacturing industry has 78,000 fewer jobs than it did just a year ago, and manufacturing employment has declined 4 months in a row. That's according to the August jobs report released last Friday. There has also been a broader slowdown in hiring.
Here's a live look outside into Lewis. Cloudy evening. One more check on the forecast after this.
Coming up new on CoastTV News at 6, Delaware firefighters getting new support from the state. That story and more.
So we take a look at Laurel and Tyndall's Casual Furniture. We're at 68 degrees right now in Laurel. Forecasting-wise, we're going to stay in the upper 60s with mostly cloudy skies. That cloud cover is acting like a big, thick blanket, not allowing for the temperatures to move by much. Now, what are we expecting for tomorrow? Bottom line is we're looking for it to stay rainy and a bit on the breezy side, so rainy, wet, and windy. All 3 of those, right? The trifecta. Temperature is going to stay in the upper 60s for tomorrow. By the way, our umbrella giveaway winner, John Killian of Ocean Pines, Maryland. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brogstead, Mandalas, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're looking for, listen, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be every bit of Monday again for Wednesday, but then we'll clear out just in time for a glorious weekend.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.